When I imagine a made-up mind, I see a little cartoon character like Mighty Mouse, with its fists clenched, face focused, head and chest sticking out, as its tiny feet move forward with determined steps. You can tell this one will not be easily stopped nor easily deterred. They see victory and have come to seize it. Seeing ourselves victorious before the battle begins and preparing for it is how we fight confidently. While helpful, it's not enough for others to see us as capable of being triumphant. We have to see it in our own minds. This reminds me of a time in scripture when a guy named David has a conversation with King Saul before fighting the giant Goliath. Saul wants David to win, so he offers him his battle gear. It's done good for Saul, so he thinks it will help the young man as well. Only problem is, it doesn't fit. Now David has to decide if he's going to please Saul by taking his armor and fighting his way, or saying no. Now, this may not seem like a big decision, but sometimes we can be so thirsty for the affirmation from those we admire that we throw our own confidence out the window. It can look like trusting someone else's thoughts over your own thoughts, or taking a person's advice even when it's detrimental to your success. I've done it, and one reason was to relieve personal accountability. I thought if I'm told to do it their way and it doesn't work, then it's not on me. Well, turns out it is. If we decide to do it another person's way, or if we decide to do it our way, the choice is still ours. David makes a decision based on his experiences with God and his experiences taking down wild animals. He's willing to take accountability for doing it the way he has in mind, and here's how. When Saul offers to dress David in his armor, he says, "I cannot walk in these, for I'm not used to them." Now, David could have just let Saul decide what's best for him, but in doing so, he would have put his own life in danger. And you know, there are many who refuse to tell someone, "I don't want to go that way," or "I don't want to do it how you do it," for fear of being offensive, even though taking the recommended advice is harming them. Not David. He plans to take down the giant using his slingshot, and when an alternative approach is presented, yes, he considers it, tries it on, but ultimately decides to keep his own method because he has his mind made up. I admire this about David. Whether he wins or loses, he's going forth believing in himself, his abilities, and the Lord's help. This is faith. It's the substance of what you hope for. It's evidence of things not yet seen. It's confidence in God. And this all takes place first in the mind or the heart, and then it propels us into action. It did for David. Once in the valley, with his plan in mind and his slingshot in hand, scripture says, as the Philistine moved closer to attack him, David ran quickly toward the battle line to meet him. David is determined, confident, competent, and courageous. Can you see his made-up mind? He doesn't crouch forward. He doesn't drag himself forward. David runs to the challenge believing that God helped him win before and will do so again. What have you overcome? What have you defeated? What have you outlasted by the grace and help of God? Was it a fluke? Some luck? Or is it evidence that with God's grace you did overcome and can again? My encouragement, my friends, is to make up your mind that God is for you. Conclude that God will not forsake you, and watch how it inspires you to approach your giant challenges with courage. Peace.